Julie, I'm your costume shop manager at Lexington Children's Theater. We are going to show you how to properly take your measurements according to our sheet. I'm using Abby as my stand-in and Serena is our camera lady. So the first thing when you get this costume measurement form, you're going to fill out what we call your vitals, which is your height, weight, the suit or dress size you buy in the store, t-shirt size as an adult, medium, small, large, shirt or blouse, it's what you buy in the store. So gentlemen, it'd be like a 15 neck and a 35 sleeve. Women, it'd be like a 10 or something of that nature. Pants and skirts, same thing, what you buy in the store. And your shoe size, also if you have a wide foot, a narrow foot, a club foot, you know, whatever your special foot needs may be. Okay, so we're going to start at head. You're going to take your measuring tape and come very level, and you're going to go around that bumper on the back of the head. It's called your occiput. And that's where you're going to measure it. You want to make sure that it's not hanging down or sliding around. The next measurement is your neck. Right here, you've got a little dip in your neck. You're going to take the end of the tape there and come around. So for example, Abby is 15 1/4. You do not want to do this. This is called the high neck. We don't need that measurement. It's down lower. Neck to shoulder on the arm. When you feel the edge of their shoulder, there's a bone. It's usually right about here. Some people may have it a little more forward, a little more back. But you're going to take the neck, the edge of the measuring tape to the neck, measure out to that bone. So on Abby, she's about 6 inches. The next one is chest or bust. You're going to raise your arms. Then ready to put your arms back down. Take a deep breath and then exhale. We need you to take a deep breath and exhale because if you expand a lot in your chest, we need to know that. Ladies, you'll do the under bust measurement, which is directly below. Same thing, inhale and exhale. Waist, we totally did not put a waist tape on Miss Abby, so I'm going to use this bit of fabric I have right here. To identify your waist, you take your 2 fingers, put them at your sides, and when you bend side to side, that squishy part between your ribs and your hip bone, I love my tape here, that's where your waist is. Sorry. You want to do this first. You don't want to do what we just did, totally forgot, and then go back to it. Thank you. You can tuck that. Okay, so you want to identify your waist. Do know that's not always where your belly button is. Some people have a lower belly button than where your waist actually is, so don't just gauge on your belly button. You actually need to locate it. All right, then inhale and exhale. Okay, the next one is hip natural, which is also sometimes called your high hip. It's usually where the jeans sit because most jeans are hip huggers these days. So you want to come right about where the hip bone is. Hip fullest or hip widest is the biggest. So they can see. It's the biggest part of the bum. So wherever the bum sticks out the most, that's where you're going to measure around. Okay, the next one is half girth. You're going to need a longer measuring tape for this. You're going to start by putting the 0 at the front of your tie or waist. And then the tape is going to go in between the legs and snugly up against the body. Your half girth is where it meets at the back. Full girth, you're going to come around the shoulder and meet again to the front. I'm going to face that way real quick. So here's your full girth. Okay. Crotch depth, you need a chair, and you're going to sit on the edge of the chair nice and tall like you're in choir class. And you're going to take a ruler and measure from the end of that chair to where the waist high is. So on Abby, she's got a, I think it says 11 1/2. I'm a little off the angle, but that's how you want to do that one. Okay. Next, your outseams. You're going to come from your waist tape, measure to above the knee, below the knee, ankle, and floor. Inseam, you'll take the tape, put it on the inside of your leg where your leg meets your body. The person taking your measurements will grab the tape further down. And then you're going to let them know, I've got it, you can let go. And then you can let go. And then make sure that they're standing straight and even. So same thing, above the knee, below the knee, ankle to floor. Okay, circumference of your leg. Whichever leg is dominant, you're going to lunge forward. You're going to come around the thigh, above the knee, below the knee, calf, and then you may need to ask them to roll up their jean so you can get ankle. Okay, front torso. Front torso from neck to waist. You're going to get in that little dip of the neck to the waist and then down to the floor. The next is shoulder to shoulder. Remember when you found that bone in the arm to measure the neck to shoulder? You're going to go from bone to bone. So right here on the outsides of the shoulder. Arm's eye to arm's eye is going to come right at the pit of the arm's eye. And it will tickle, and Abby's going to giggle, and I'm sorry, Abby, for making you giggle. But you want to come in from the pit to the pit. So if your arm's eye is wider than your shoulder to shoulder, you've done something wrong. Okay, point to point is just for women. You are going to essentially measure from nipple to nipple. You do not need to point them out. Your measurer should be able to visually gauge where they are roughly. Men do not need to do that measurement. Armpit to waist, if you will raise your arm. This is another tickly spot. You're going to come up into their armpit and measure to the waist. And then you're going to measure waist to the hip, which is the fullest part of the bum. Okay, back torso. Right here at the end of your spine is a little bump. You're going to measure from there to the waist high and then to the floor. Then you're going to, once again, find those bones in those shoulders and measure shoulder to shoulder. And then again, arm's eye to arm's eye. Okay, arms are next. With your dominant arm, and you are already. You're going to have them raise their arm. This is arm's eye. That's okay. So you have them raise their arm and then relax it down, and you're going to measure around the arm's eye here. Most people's arm size stay within the 16 to 18. If you're a larger person, it will be larger. If you're a smaller person, it will be smaller. So if you're about an average size and your arm size is measuring bigger than 20, I think you've done it wrong. So you want to make sure that you are getting, can you hold your arm up just for a second? It's kind of like on the sleeve of the shirt. If you just moved it up a little closer to her body, there's her arm's eye. It's right where the sleeve is. Okay, and then same with the dominant arm. You're going to have them make a muscle. You're going to take the bicep with it flexed. And then after you take your bicep measurement, you can relax the flex but keep the arm shape. Because now you're going to go around the elbow, around the forearm, and then around the wrist. Excuse me. And the next one is glove, which you're going to take your hand, your dominant hand, and splay it open so the thumb is sticking out, and take the measuring tape around the hand, but not around the thumb. Glove, you make your hand like a duck. You're going to measure around the knuckles, around the thumb, like that. Okay, wig and hair. Ear to ear is across the top, so from the top of her ear to the other top of her ear. Hairline to hairline will be the front of her hair to the back. If you've got long hair, they may need to push it aside to find the back of your hairline. On Abby, her hair's a little longer right here, but her hairline actually stops here. It doesn't stop down here. Hair length, I'm fine with saying short, medium, long. I don't need measurement like it's 10 inches long. If you put, you know, it's long and curly, that's helpful, but you don't have to. Same with hair color, just whatever your hair color happens to be, blonde, brunette, dyed, if anything like that. The last measurement on this one is temple to temple, under the chin. So think of it as like a chin strap. I'm going from her temple, under her chin to her other temple. And the last thing is the extras. Eyewear, if you wear contacts or glasses. If you have any allergies to metals, soap, detergent, Food allergy is nice for us to know. If you're severely allergic to peanuts, we don't want you to peanut butter jelly sandwich and then have your fitting. And then any tattoos, piercings, or others, how many ear holes you have. If you've got 3 on your left and 4 on your right, that's good to know. If you've got a tattoo in a very prominent place, we need to know about that. And if you have some other interesting fact about you that you want us to know. If at any time you need us to explain it again or you have questions, just give us a call or give us an email.